What up, chosen ones? Let's go. I'm in a unbelievably good mood. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And I ain't complaining. Nah. Your girl got some stories to share with you today. I'm sorry, I keep going out of the camera. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah. So, where do I even begin? Today was, cool. So cool. So cool. I don't know. I just love taking the train and going to Connecticut and, getting out of the city is just so nice. It's just so nice. You know what I mean? What I mean? I have a couple of verses about friendships that I wanted to discuss and go over and then share a couple of personal stories of how, basically, the main point of this video is to, the title of this video is don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. I can't take credit for that intelligent concept. It was kind of borrowed from a sermon, but I mean, I'm borrowing the concept here, and putting my own Bible verses to it, and then having my own spiel with my own personal stories to it. So, I think we've all heard that before, and we've all been warned against that. But it's something that's powerful to discuss because, it's easier said than done. You get. I guess I'm really in the thinking mood tonight, and just carefree, and it's just such a good mood. I don't know. I'm really excited about everything, and it was just a really good day, and tomorrow's gonna be another good day, and it's Friday tomorrow, and I just feel really, 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 really blessed as of late. It's just easier said than done. When you're feeling those high emotions, sometimes we can't control the first thought or even something that comes out of frustration or anger. And I am also sharing out of, I'd like to be more like God in my friendships and just have that forgiveness that's just there. And I personally thought I lost a friend, because I lashed out through text about, when I say lashed out, that's just me being kind of sassy. I was sassy, sarcastic, and that's me, instead of communicating in a mature way, I was just sassy, and it was kind of obvious that there was a little bit of resentment in the sassiness. So I thought that the decision I made, which was to send that text, was a permanent loss from a temporary emotion. And I was on one that day or something too. I think I was there was something going on with family and me kind of just stepping away from all the family. And then I was in a burn it all to the ground mood after how it, when the days just couldn't get any worse and you're well, might as well just pour gasoline on the entire campsite and just blow it all up. Have you ever just had those days where you're well... So that was kind of my mood that day, but then later that day a couple days later, I heard the sermon that was don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions, and I was yeah, that's a big one for me. And friendships take work, and friendships like are something that are so, we cherish friendships. They're the chosen family of our lives. And also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Kimberly Ponce channel. I think that's getting old now. But yeah, this is the Kimberly Ponce channel, and welcome if you're new. It's a channel where, we learn and discuss how we can become the best versions of ourselves, and discuss what it's like to be a child of God, and the difficulties and the tips for chosen ones as well, those who feel like called to a particular purpose. That's also a niche of this channel, mostly, I would say. And then just like longboarding, and then tips on like exercise. And then like I made like one YouTube video once on like a DIY incense candle holder maker. So that's like basically my channel. Welcome. And comedy. Oh, I also forgot comedy, of course. And like, a little bit of acting shorts and stuff. So that's fun, and everything to glorify God at the end of the day. That's my aim. That's my goal. Woo. So, there's friendships that we really got to hold on to, because they've lasted for so long. There's a bond and a trust there over time where y'all just respect each other, and understanding that forgiveness is a part of friendship as well, like consistent forgiveness, because there's going to be times or things that happen that challenge us or test us in those friendships. So I'm sure that y'all who's watching this video at this time, you can think of 1 to 3 friends off the top of your head right now that you never want to lose. Like they're your homies. Like that is your real family. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you have your family, but these friends that you're thinking of right now, like those 1 to 3 solid rocks in your life, even, are like, just ones that you cherish, friendships that you absolutely cherish. And I think that's a gift from God, and it's always like also a beautiful thing to share the love of God with those friends if they don't know Jesus too. So it's absolutely beautiful. And a verse that can help us not make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions is, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. And that's 1 Peter 4, 8 through 10. My foot's feeling okay. I was having a hard time today with like the boots I was wearing, because like the boots are like pointed and like leather, so it's kind of like squished and stuff. So it was like a little bit hard to focus today at work and stuff. But I was like, okay, it was okay, and I got some ibuprofen, and it's okay. It's doing okay. I'm like kind of surprised that I'm literally like feeling as good as I am for how little of sleep I got, and literally how much I worked out yesterday, like how much exercise I got. So I think this weekend I'll catch up on sleep. Because it's, I'll get some sleep tonight. I'll get like 4 or 5 hours tonight, but I need a solid like 8 for my muscles to recover. But yeah, like everything's like injuries, like pretty much we've passed all the injuries for this year. So I just feel, I think maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood, because I'm not, other than like a little bit of leftover glass in my toe, which I know sounds funny to be like, everything's great other than like the glass in my toe. But I've really gotten used to like the standard level of pain, and I've learned how to walk with like the toe. Anyway, you know how we adapt as humans, but like I don't feel the other injuries anymore, like those other injuries that I was having earlier this year. have healed. And so I'm just like feeling ready to get back on my feet, and health is wealth. So yeah, that's my little update about like why I'm in a good mood, and like the update on the body. Yeah, feeling good. So today I made a couple of new acquaintances. I don't dare say I made new friends because they're just people I work with. So I just say acquaintances that are lovely, and I value the conversations and stuff we had, of course. And so one of the girls I was sitting next to, I was like kind of hot in the AC like studio, and so I like took off my blazer, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I love your tattoos!" And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then we started like talking based off that and stuff, and then she was telling me a little bit about a couple of spots where to check out in Connecticut that's like good to go hiking or hang out. And so I pulled out my notepad here, and I wrote it down and stuff. And she said, "Oh, cool. Do you journal like every day?" And I was like, "Yeah, basically, like some lyrics or my like devotions with God." And I was like, "I love Jesus." And she was like, "Oh, that's lovely." And then she said like, "Yeah, like I'm not like super religious, but I'm interested in like." And she's like, "No, totally. Like the Bible does have like so." She said she was reading the Torah right now or something. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." She's like, "Yeah, like the Bible like does have like lots of wisdom to it." And I was like, "Yeah." And then we were talking like a little bit more, and then she said something that just I'm never gonna forget. And I just thought it was like such a nice thing to say, and she meant it too. And she was just like, "There should be more people like you." And I was just like, "Thank you. Your words are so encouraging." And then right as like you finished that conversation, like we had to quiet down and then stay focused, and cameras were rolling and stuff for the everything going on, because we were just background actors and stuff. So we're just like talking and stuff, and then we had like I just thought that was like the nicest thing to hear. But I think the fact that we were talking about God like touched her heart. And so, because it just was such a positive, like, I was like, "Yeah, I love Jesus." And she was like, "Oh, like, that's, like," it was just such a positive vibration and, like, energy. And I was like, "Wow, that's really sweet." So, that kind of goes with, thank you, Holy Spirit. That kind of goes with this verse here. "Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing." 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Yeah, friendships, man, they're so neat. Friendships are neat in life. I think friendships are like such a gift, such a gift in life. Like one of the best things in life, absolutely. And so that was really nice. And then we're having a good time. And then it was like break for lunch, and I packed a lot, and then so now we're gonna move into like an area where I was like kind of like tested, where I felt like it wasn't so friendly, or the message trying to be conveyed by some of the girls it wasn't so friendly. But I was just walking, minding my business, and I was just like, I had my little like packed lunch, and it was like two girls, and they were kind of like looking at me as they were walking by, and I had like my other friend with me. I would call this girl that I hung out with today, because she gave me a ride home, or just back to Washington Heights, which is where she lives. So then I caught the subway, but still better than it was like way cooler than Metro North. And we got like girl talk for like 45 minutes in the car, and it was so cool. And I would say that she's like definitely more than an acquaintance, like, because we're friendly, and like we get along. So I was walking with her, and like she and I were like gonna go to lunch, and like I had my like little packed lunch, and then I had like my purse, and then like my tote bag, and I guess that looked like a lot of things or something. But the girls that were like walking past us were like kind of like laughing and like kind of like looking at me kind of funny, and then I was like, I don't even know, I just know what's going on, and then they were like, oh, are you going to Target? And I was like, no, I'm going to lunch. And, or like, we're going to, like, no, I'm going to lunch. And she was like, they were kind of like looking at me and laughing and like giving this like weird energy. And they're like, oh, are you going to Target? And I was like, no, I'm going to lunch. And like, I had like my little lunch pail and like just my purse and my tote bag. So it wasn't that many bags. And like, they're like, oh, well, like, you have a lot of bags. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm bag lady. Like, I just like kind of went with it. Like, I don't know. I was like, whatever. Like, this is kind of like funny. Like, yeah, a bag lady. And then they were like, ha ha ha. Like, so many bags. Like, what do you have so much? Like, and then like kind of like little like snippy little remarks like as they were walking and stuff. And then they're like, looks like you're running away from home. And they're like, are you running away from home? And then I was like, no, I just packed my lunch. Like, I'm just going to lunch. I was like, what? I was like, what? Why? Like, I was like, I'm 27 and I'm getting bullied at lunch right now. I was like, what the? I was like, I don't have that many bags. I was like, what's going on? Like, I'm not running away from home. Like, why are you bullying me right now? Like, I just packed a lunch and then I have my cute little purse, which has like the necessities. And like, I'm defending myself right now because I felt like bullied. And the rest of the day, I was so self-conscious about like my bag. It was just a lunch pail, a purse, and then the tote. And the tote is it's Marc Jacobs. It's very freaking cute. And it has my art supplies and like my little like girly stuff, like perfume, eyebrow brush, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, body spray, tampons, art supplies. It's not that much thing. It's like, and it fits and it looks really cute. I don't know. Like, I don't know. They're like, are you running away from home? And I was like, I'm going to lunch. And then like, I felt like so like lame for packing lunch or something because they're like, I don't know. And then I ended up like spending $9 on this like tuna melt, which was really good. It was really, really good. But I felt pressured into like buying a lunch because I felt like I looked nerdy or something with my packed lunch. I was like, what? Like, I don't know. So I was like thinking about that for the rest of the day. I was like, it's not that many. I was like, what? I was like, what? Like, gosh. And I was like, so anyway, like there's like this verse that goes perfectly with that. I'm like, one who forgives an affront fosters friendships, but one who dwells on disputes will alienate a friend. Proverbs 17:9. And like one of the girls and like that same girl, like in the morning, I like showed up and I was just waiting in line, like listening to music and like chilling and stuff and just like bobbing my head, like listening to music, and then she like wanted to talk and I was like, oh, and like I took my headphones off and stuff, and then she asked me, is this your first time here? And I said, oh no, it's like my second time. But I kind of felt like this like automatic competitive like energy going on or something. And I was like, okay, like interesting. Like I sensed it. And I was like, all right. And then we were like talking a little bit more, and then she like stopped me in the middle of what I was saying, and she was like, so you're allowed to wear all black? And like today I was wearing like that chiffon dress. I like posted a little short in Grand Central, but I was like that like chiffon over covering. And I just like, I didn't know, I was like, all of a sudden, like completely second guessing my entire outfit. I was like, and I looked down at my outfit and it was like black boots, leather pants, and then this top and then like a chiffon covering. And I was like, and I just didn't know what to say. And I didn't say anything. And she goes, it looks super nice. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, I didn't say that, but I was like, man, girls know how to like make other girls feel bad. I was like, why wouldn't we be allowed to wear all black? And I was like, are you from New York? That like all black is a thing. And I just like pulled it off as like a joke. And I was like, oh, well, Gotham. And I was like, and I actually made myself laugh. I was like, yeah, Gotham. Because like all black and New York and stuff. And it was this moment where she was like gaslighting me on my outfit. And because there's like a dress code for taping, because you can't wear like anything with a logo, anything with, and no hoodies. A couple of things like you're not allowed to wear on camera. And then there's like certain colors that they recommended that look good on camera, like jewel tone colors, like a sapphire red or an emerald green or like a navy blue, like a what jewel is blue? Turquoise? Like there's the recommended, but I was like, it was like that moment, like I showed up feeling so cute, like with my outfit, and then in like 2 seconds I looked down after she said that and completely second guessed my entire outfit, and she goes, "It looks nice," and I was like, I didn't want to say I already knew that, but like, you're not even like letting me answer the question, and then you're like, and then I just was like, why'd you just gaslight me on my outfit? Like, this is your first time here, and you just asked me if I've done this before, so don't you think I would know if my dress code was up to date, up to par? And I was like, why are you gaslighting me? Like, I just came here feeling so cute, and now you made me feel like whatever with your comment. And then I just like was like, wow. I was like, oh, thank you. You look very nice as well. Like, I was like, in my head, I was like, this is the cutest outfit. I was like, and then later on at lunch, she was like, are you going to Target? Why do you have so many bags? Are you running away from home? And I was like, what is going on? But it was like her and another girl like ganging up on me and like, what? Like, so I was like, girls, like catty. Ugh. It's like, that's why I just wear my headphones and like just talk to people that I like get good vibes from or whatever. But like, ugh. So all of that was like, I was actually I wrote these Bible verses before I went to work today. And it helped because I just like, I knew what she was doing. She was like, obviously like upset that I looked freaking adorable today with my outfit, and then like wanted me to like feel not as cute, and then gaslit me into thinking I wasn't wearing the right dress code. Like, why wouldn't we be able to wear all black? Like, that's like the safest thing I could think of. She just like wanted to like gaslight me on my own freaking outfit. So I was like, this really helped. One who forgives an affront, which I would definitely call all of that an affront, fosters friendships, but one who dwells on disputes will alienate a friend. So I was like, okay, like, so actually, like, these verses came in clutch today, and like, I was able to just like, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4, 8 through 10. And then, like, choosing to rise above, choosing to see, like, we see the pettiness, like, whatever it is like going throughout your day, like, we can see the pettiness, but we can choose to rise above and like float above it all. Like, we don't even just say rise above because that sounds kind of like cheesy and like, I'm not a politician. Like, but you could choose to float above it all and like know, like, even if things aren't perfect, just know everything's gonna be okay. And trust yourself and like love yourself, and like the situation, maybe it's not all perfect, but like really have faith, like everything's gonna work out, and just like keep that smile on your face and float above all of it. So do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. Philippians 2:3. And so she was mentioning how something, and then I was like, oh, like, I ended up giving that girl like 2 of my like cookies that I packed in my lunch. I got like straight up bullied today. I'm just like realizing this now. But like, I was like, I don't know, like at some point in the conversation I like offer, I was like, oh yeah, like I got, like she was saying something about how it was like, you know, penny pinching just to get breakfast. And I said, oh, like I got like a ton of snacks. And I was like, no, because I had my lunch. I was proud that I packed a lunch. I don't know why I was smart. You know, I wasn't hungry all day. I saved money. It was very smart. And I ended up giving her two of the Milano cookies, like the dark chocolate cookies that I packed. I felt like she was saying like, you know, she was like hungry. She didn't have like enough like stuff for breakfast or whatever. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's snacks. And then like that's just like what I do. Like I just like always offer the resources I have basically, because especially when I'm getting like bullied, it's like a weird like appeasing thing, or I also just do it like out of the person I am, like offering people food is generally like I'm team mom. I've always been like team mom. Like, oh, you need a Band-Aid? You need Advil? Like, like I got it all here. It's just funny that like so it's like I was like, here's some cookies. Like it's like I packed those cookies for myself, like 2 cookies for my lunch today. I was like gonna like be a little treat for me, but like I gave them to her. Like even after like that comment and then like the other comment at lunch, like straight up bullied. I'm 27. I'm straight up bullied at lunch today. Like what? It's funny. It is funny in hindsight, but because like something about my spirit or something has really been triggering people lately. Like I've been super happy and high vibration, and like something about me recently has been triggering a lot of females. I've noticed. I don't like in the subway and stuff, like, or elsewhere. I don't even have like, I don't know, something about me elevating in high vibrations has been triggering a lot of females, and I've also been like attracting a lot of like male attention, like unwanted, of course, and stuff, like because then I like even sat down like headphones on, and then like this like guy came over and was like, oh yeah, I'm just baking in the sun over here, so I'm just gonna like sit over here. And I was like, oh okay, and I had my headphones on, and then he like tapped me on the shoulder and was like something, and then I was like, oh, what's that? And then I was like, I really just wanted to sit and think and not talk to anybody. And then I was trying to like be polite enough, and I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. And I was like, yeah, and like I was really leaning into like the headphone gestures as a way to say like, don't want to talk. And I was just sitting by myself like in the corner, and I was like working on my sketches. I'm working on drawing hands right now, like when models have their hands like different positions and stuff, like doo-doo-doo, or their like hands are like this. The hands are really fun to practice. They used to be the hardest thing for me, but now I'm slowly getting better at hands. So I was sketching my hands and stuff, and then he came over and I was like, haha, yeah, I was like, that's really funny. And I was like, that's funny, that made me laugh. And then I was like, I just like looked down, I was like, okay, hopefully they'll get the hint. So I'm not sure what's going on recently, like high vibrations, like for the femmes to like be attacking me or whatever, gaslighting me or whatever, and like that weird catty, like, you know, and then like male unwanted attention, like even in the gym, like 100% bench pressing, and the guy's like, mind if I jump on in there with you, Lassie? And then I was like, okay, maybe get my purse and run upstairs. Like I was like terrified. He was like so tall and like buff enough for me to be like, wow, you're like intimidating me. like I was like he was like towering over me, and I was like sitting on the bench press, and I was like, and then he's like, you were shaking, and I was like, this isn't right. Like nothing about this is right. Like, you need to focus on your workout. Like, do I need to go report harassment to management, or can I continue my workout, please? I don't know, man. Like, what's going on? Like, people either like they see the vibration or either give you a lot of love, or like a lot of hate. So I just like kind of wanted to share these like powerful verses too that really help in keeping friendships and even acquaintances and testing moments of character. Like when someone tests you or gives you like an affront, like we see and hear in Proverbs 17:9, to help motivate and inspire anyone else that like goes through friendships and the varied states of the flow of friendships, because it takes work too. Friendships take work. And to like drill home the point, don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. And also like that, I'm still so surprised at how much that verse from the other day has really helped me. And I just like, I wasn't even like trying to like have a serious devotion, and like I just read it and it's really been helping me like ever since I read it. Like I just opened up my Bible like 10 to 15 minutes the other day before going to get my haircut, and all I did that day was get my haircut, and it was a very, very positive interaction. But what I read before I left the apartment was, don't let your enemies see you heated up. And I was like, man, that's really smart. Like, yeah. So like today, like I just was like, yep, I'm bag lady. And they're like, are you running away from home? And I was like, I'm bag lady. Like I just like a big smile on my face and like leaning into the joke, I guess the joke or whatever, like leaning into it rather than having like an offense being taken, or rather than letting them see that it did kind of hurt my feelings. I was like, what is going on? Like I feel like I look cute, like, and like I like my bags, like it's a cute freaking tote and a cute freaking like small little purse. Like I don't know, like I just like, so like yeah, it was like very powerful and helpful to have these verses written down today, and I didn't let them see that it like heated me up reading or whatever, and I was just like lean into it and like float above it, and above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8-10. And like I say, love does prevail all. And that's kind of my philosophy in my life. And it has been for like a whole year now. Officially, since I made a mural in my living room when I was getting evicted from my apartment in Oregon. And the bill ended up like getting paid like right before I left. It was really like supernatural, and like literally $6,000 like just like paid on my account before I left. So like I wasn't technically evicted, but like I did get the eviction notice, like technically. So when I did, I was just like, and I like did a mural of like mountains in my living room. Oh gosh, now I'm getting ideas for here. No. I already have enough murals in my bedroom over there, and yeah. That said, it was like mountains, and then it said love prevails all, and there was like a sunset coming from behind it. So that's officially been my philosophy since, like last summer. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that, maybe brought some perspective on friendships, and strengthens the mindset of really challenging ourselves to waiting on identifying what the issue is, coming up with a mature approach to communicate frustrations with it. Whether it could be a significant other too. But yeah, realizing the impact of how a temporary emotion and you acting on it could very well leave a permanent consequence. And so, be wary of that, because it's very doable, and I think we've all been there, and I know I especially have. I would say in my old days, and I'm still working on it, of course, but in my old days I was a slave to my impulse. Like, yeah. And that's why I've been like feeling so much better recently with like the spirit of, or the fruit of, self-control, and like it feels so good. But yeah, self-control and the all the fruits, like in like I think it's Mark or Matthew, like, and I repeat, you all know them by their fruits. So, patience, self-control, joy, kindness. I can't remember all 9. Is it 9? But you guys get the gist. And yeah, I sincerely wish y'all like the bestest Estes evening, and thank you for tuning in. Like we're at like 100 and like we're over like 140 subscribers now. Like it's like blowing my mind. I'm like, what? This is so cool. This is so cool. Like actually, this is so cool. Like I don't even like I can't even put it into words. Like the channel's growing, and I'm like, what? Like this is so cool. So yeah, thanks y'all. Appreciate it. And to keep you updated and to hold myself accountable as well, this is the outfit that I'm going to take a picture in with no hat and no glasses for that project I was telling you about where I need 23 photos of a different outfit. And it's going to like be part of the modeling portfolio. So staying on track with that. Thanks, y'all. This is it. Sincerely hope y'all had like a fantastic day. And can't wait to put more awesome content out. And you know what comes next. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay chill. Peace, y'all.